Okay, so remember I need to build a bearing wall in my basement. It's going to be about right there. It's going to be underneath this closet wall, that wall, the head of the stairs, all that kind of stuff down through there. And it's going to be in the basement. It's supporting the floor joists on the first floor. So my dimensions, if I look at this, let me change this a little bit. So I've got a 14.8 and then the thickness of a wall. I'm going to round that to 6 inches. So I'm going to say from this outside edge of my building over here to the face of the wall here in the basement is going to be 15 feet 4 inches. So let's go put that one in our model to start with. So this is where I left the model. I'm going to need to be in my basement to place that wall. So I click on the basement view in my view window, and I'm just going to build the wall, and then I'm going to put a dimension on it so that we can be precise. So I click on the wall tool up on the architecture tab, and sure, save the project. And the wall that I want to use is a 2x6 wall. So let's see here, do I have any interior? Interior 6.5-inch partition. Let's go look at that. I want to check the structure of it. I believe it's actually a 2x6 wall with a 1/2-inch drywall on each side. So let's check by hitting the Edit Type button and the Edit Structure button. And so I've got a 1/2-inch. My layer number 1 is a 1/2-inch of gypsum wallboard, and then 5.5 inches of stud. That's a 2x6, and then another 1/2-inch. So that's fine. I can live with that one. I click OK and OK. And then I'm just going to start drawing. I'm going to hover my cursor over this upper wall on that inside edge, start drawing, and then draw straight down and connect to the wall down at the bottom. Click Escape twice to get out of the drawing mode. And then I'm going to put a dimension on here so that I can be really precise. So I get a dimension tool. I can go to the Annotate tab. The dimension tools are on the left-hand end. Click the Aligned Dimension tool. It is defaulting to be wall center line, and I don't want a wall center line. I'm going to click that and change that to face of core. And we can talk someday about what that means. But then I'm going to measure from this outside edge here. So I click once on that outside edge. That starts my dimension. And then I click once on this side of that wall. And I said I wanted that to be 15 feet 4 inches. So I need to make this dimension hold still. So I'm going to go outside of my house and just click out here someplace in space to make it hold still. Notice that I can't click in the same lines that I'm drawing my dimensions from. So you have to click someplace else. So now let me zoom in on that. So right now, from the outside face to this face of this wall is 13 feet 8 1/4. That's not what I want. I want it to be 15.4. So I click Escape twice to get out of that place dimensions. And then I can use this dimension string to move that wall. The way that I do that, the order of operations here is really important. So the way that I do that is I click on the thing that I want to move. So I want to move this interior load-bearing 2x6 wall. Notice the 13.8 1/4 is big and black. I click on the wall and it changes to small and blue. That means I can edit it. So now I want that number to actually be 15 feet 4 inches. So I type 15 space 4, and I click enter, and it moved that wall. And now I click escape a couple of times, and I am back to normal, and that wall is now placed precisely where I want it to be. Let's go look at this in 3D. So if I make that transparent by selecting it, I can see that my wall, my load-bearing wall in my basement is right there, going down the middle of it, just where I drew it. Life is good. We got that one going for us. Let's stop this one and go on to the next video and do the upstairs walls.